Just bring it. Hey. To fellow mourners and all protocols observed, I don't know who I'll miss more, my dad or my superhero. I've been the luckiest girl in the world because you are my dad. Only 3 other human beings were as lucky as me: Fidel, Rosie, and Junior. Dad, you are light, steady, unyielding, and deeply human. To the world, you are known by many names. When you were growing up, they used to call you Aluo. And then when you started work, they started calling you Jaramogi's son. And at some point, they started to call you Tinga. At another point, they started to call you Aguambo. Briefly there, they called you Nyundo. They called you Jacom. They called you Baba Fidel. But in the end, they called you Baba. To me, you were simply Dad. A man whose presence froze rooms around the world. Our home was the Vitendawili testing ground, filled with trivia, quizzes that challenged the 4 of us, in a good way sometimes. When I learned that you willed to be buried in 72 hours, I laughed. Good old Dad. Testing and planning for all of us, even beyond the grave. I can see you now laughing in your heaving manner. I can see you laughing at all of us, knowing that your wish will be done. To my fellow mourners, I learned from him that love for country is not just in words, but in sacrifice. That justice must be pursued even when the path is lonely. The true leadership is service and not power. Millions of you are in despair, but take heart, because he left a plan for you too. He led all of us, he taught us, he carried us. We know what he expects from us, and we shall rise together in his honor. I watched him at his best. I watched him fall and rise again, each time with grace, forgiveness, and hope. At home, he was gentle and humorous. He loved storytelling, music. I think you know the favorite song. Down the bay, the mountain top, where the sun shines on a mountain top. I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached India, I made a stop. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my world is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Bondo town. Dad loved his grandchildren, Safi, Fidel's son Alai, Junior's son Lion, Sanai, and Jaramogi. He loved you with all his heart. Even in the busiest moments of national duty, he would send me to check on all of you. I now know it was to remind us to stay grounded, for me to teach you how to dream boldly, and to always stand firm for what is right. Today, as we celebrate his life, I choose to remember not only the leader the world knew, but the father I loved with every fiber of my being. The biggest part of me died on the 15th of October, 2025. But the spirit of the lion roars on forever. Fellow mourners, I was with him in India when he took his last breath. He died in my arms. But he did not die like people have been saying on social media. Every day he was waking up and walking. And every day he would do 1 round. The next day he would push 2 rounds. That morning he pushed to 5 rounds. He died strong, when with dignity and with pride. And you must be proud of that. You all must also walk with your heads held high and walk strong and proud that he left as a gentleman. As a family, we want to thank all of you, from Turkana to Lamu, from Isiolo, Mandera, to the shores of Lake Victoria. Asanteni sana. The king is dead, but long live the crown. Joey! 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 Rest in peace, Dad. Asante.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, and our First Lady Mama Rachel, and all protocols observed. I have a very heavy heart to say farewell to my dear brother. Raila was more than a brother to me. He was my friend, he was my age mate, he was my advisor, and he was my confidant, and he was everything, including business partnership. We grew up together more or less as twins, because the difference between me and my brother is only 1 year and 2 months. And unfortunately, my brother passed on my birthday, which is 15th October 1943. When we were growing together with my brother, we were in Bondo in Sakwa, though we were born in Maseno. But during that time, We were only 3 boys. And our mother was a disciplinarian more than our father. But my brother Raila knew how to cook. Our father's mother told us that you, my boys, you are also my girls. You must learn to fetch firewood. You must learn to cook. You must learn to prepare everything, including washing clothes and ironing and so on. Raila was best at all those things. The other thing Raila was best at was in class. Me, I was average. I could be number 5, number 4, number 3 sometimes if I did well. But Raila was always number 1. He was always number 1 in class. And I also want to tell you that Raila was a sportsman. He was a sportsman. He used to do what we were calling triple jump. He used to play football and he used to do pole vault. But I was better than him in jumping and in pole vault. I want to tell you that my brother loved justice from the beginning. He loved to hear news. And one day he was late in school, and when the teacher asked him what he was doing, he said he was still listening to the radio. He wanted to hear news. And he was only at standard 3, standard 4. So Raila was a no-nonsense man. He entertained no mediocrity. Raila did not want mediocrity. If you came across him with lies or something mediocre, his left hand was very fast. He could give you something to teach you a lesson that you must always be truthful. He protected me and my brother, the later Gola, because he was more brave in confronting anybody who attacked us. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you the story of Raila the whole day, but that is not my intention today. My intention is to tell you that even though my brother was almost the same age as me, but younger than me, I can tell you that I respected him as my leader in the political arena. And I want to thank my party, ODM, for making me the acting party leader of ODM, the oldest and the largest party in East and Central Africa. I will take that mantle with vigor, and I must assure you, my colleagues, that I will not disappoint. Even though the shoes of Raila are too big to be filled. But I just want to try my best. I want to try my best. And now I would like to inform you that I'm also with my wife. My wives, I am a general. I have 2 of them. If I don't introduce them to you, they might feel jealous and refuse to give me food. There's my elder wife, Dr. Ann Ayo Oburu, is here. And come. This is the lady who took me out of boyhood. She is a doctor. She is a pediatrician, and she is the one with whom we grew together. But I thought that now, at my age, I don't want her to scratch me. I don't want her to massage me. So I brought her helper, Judith Oburu. Judith Oburu. Judith Oburu here works with NSSF, and she is also an accountant by profession. So thank you very much, Your Excellencies. We have come here to mourn. Tomorrow we are moving home, and we shall talk to you again when you come to Bondo. And I thank you all for listening to me and giving me this opportunity to listen to you. But please, keep the spirit of Raila burning. We are going to keep the spirit of Raila burning. You can see Raila has siblings. You can see Junior has spoken here very well. You can see Winnie is there burning. You can see Rosemary is there burning. And you can see their mother, Ida, is here. Ida, please keep the family together and make sure that the fire of Raila keeps burning forever and forever more. Thank you for listening to me. Oh, let me leave on. Asante, my brother, rest in peace. My brother, rest in peace. Greet for us, my dad, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Greet for us, our mama. Greet for us, our mother, Mama Mary Oginga. Greet for us, our father, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Greet for us, all our brothers, Agola, Osewe, and Odima, who left before us. And greet for us, all of them. And I'm sure God the Almighty is going to welcome you with his hands there, because you were magnanimous, you loved God, and you loved people. That is what God also expected of you, and you have done your best. Rest, my brother. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my brother. Thank you.
Hello? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, and Her Excellency Lady Rachel Ruto, the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, the visiting president past and present, the deputy presidents, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and watu wetu wa Kenya kwa jumla, hamjambo. Today is a very unique day.
It is not every day that I would be standing here to say something to the nation and to the world about my dear husband, Raila Amolo Odinga. For those who don't know me, I've got a very long name. They call me Canon Dr. Ida Betty Odinga EST. Now, these names don't just come like that, but they are names that are given. I cannot forget the name that the public has given me called Min Pin. That name is a very heavy name because it is a name that puts a lot of responsibility to the owner of that name. I'm also gotten the name of Peace Ambassador. And for that reason, even before I say something else, I'd like to say something about peace. One thing that I know that Raila stood for, and he keep on repeating, is that we need peace in our nation, we need peace in our homes. And peace will not survive in a situation, in a chaotic situation. For that reason, I appeal, today I appeal, let us mourn Raila in peace. I know you are all concerned. I know you are all mourning. You are sad about this, but let's keep peace so that the peace can prevail, not only here in the stadium, but also in the rest of the country. Coming to talk about my dear husband, Raila Amolo Odinga. I first met Raila way back in the early 70s, and we got married in 1973. For that reason, I've lived with this man for 52 years. Many of the people that I see or who are in this stadium could have easily be our children. No wonder you call him Baba. That name did not come from nowhere, but came from the experience and the life that he has lived with and relationship that he has had with some of these people. During our union, we were blessed by 4 children. First, we had the first child was called Fidel Castro Odhiambo Odinga. When Fidel was born, I was a bit hesitant the way he gives the name. I said, why do you call him Fidel? Then he said he was a great admirer of Fidel Castro, and therefore he named his first child Fidel Castro Odinga. Later, we had the second child, Rosemary, and here again, Rose is the name of my mother, and Mary is the name of his mother. We combined the 2 names together, and we called the child Rosemary. It also has a meaning to us. When it came to the third one, and he named after his best friend and his cousin called Raila Kembo, with whom they shared the name. So we ended up with Raila Oginga, Odinga. Last, there was a big gap, and I'll explain to you. Last came the fourth child. The fourth child, when I went to the hospital, and you know those mothers, you know, you end up somewhere in labor ward. And I was watching the television. And on the television, that's the time when Nelson Mandela had come out of prison. It was he's been there for 27 years. Raila also had been in prison, but that's not why we named her Winnie. And I was watching the television. I could see Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela holding hands as Mandela walked out of the gates of the prison. By then, I didn't know what kind of child I was going to get. But then I said, if it's a boy, we'll name him Wilson Mandela. But if it's a girl, will be Winnie Mandela. And therefore, Winnie Mandela arrived. And that's the fourth child. I see, when you look at this naming of the children, I know these days you can name your child anything that you want, but I'll appeal to those who are still having babies. Give your child a meaningful name, because you name them people you never saw, you never heard of, simply because it saw the name written somewhere. There's nothing wrong with giving our children the names of the people who in our lives we think are the heroes. Our life was not smooth life. Just like any other family, there's been ups and downs. But as we continue living together, we've learned how to cope, because we all have weaknesses and strengths. We learned to talk straight to one another. We learned to speak the truth, and we learned to forgive and move on. Now, that forgiving spirit was not only in the home, but is something that has spread to the Kenyan. You've seen how many times he has tried in the elections, but that forgiveness is paramount. So please don't carry grudges from one generation to another and from one group to another. We are all Kenyans. We are all Kenyans. We are sisters and brothers. We must learn to forgive easily and build together Kenya. Towards the end, I'll not say everything. I would like to say everything, but time would not allow. And a span of 52 years is not a short time. I hope that when I get another opportunity on Sunday, I'll be able to say more. But one thing that he kept on repeating to me is that we must urge Kenyans, to live in peace. He kept on repeating that. We must repeat it to our Kenyans, we live in peace. Raila hated dishonesty. He hated dishonesty. He hated greed. The greed that have affected the main fabric of our society. The greed that leads to stealing from the public coffers, the greed of leading that leads to corruptions. That's the kind of thing that Raila would not have liked to see. So, you people, you Kenyans, I'll tell you more. But I thank you. I thank you, those who have come and those who are watching us from other places. I thank you for standing with this family. I thank you for being here for us. And I thank you for helping us to mourn Raila. May his soul lie in eternal peace. And for the people of Kenya, I wish you well, thank you, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Fellow mourners, we are moving towards the end of this occasion, the first part, so that we can allow a second part that is going to take place in the afternoon. On behalf of Senator Dr. Oburu Oginga, who has been the co-chair of the National State Funeral Committee for the late Prime Minister Raila Odinga, I want to thank the people of Kenya and the people of the world for mourning our departed leader with dignity. I would like to just clarify that Senator Oginga has spoken in two capacities. First, as a member of the family, and secondly, as the interim acting party leader of ODM. Your Excellency, fellow mourners, we recognize there's so many mourners who have come to mourn today, and we respect all of them and thank them for making time. Allow me, Your Excellency, to do two things, and then we will conclude. The first is to acknowledge that the leader that we have lost in our country was not just a leader in Kenya. He was a regional leader, he was a continental leader, and he was a global leader. And that is why you see the kind of dignitaries that are present here, whom we recognize for their presence. But we have also received formal condolences from global leaders from around the world. Allow me, mourners, to acknowledge those condolences from heads of state and government of foreign nations. We have the condolences of the President of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, who has sent formal condolences and has sent her Vice President, who is present, the Foreign Minister of Tanzania, who is present, but we acknowledge the formal condolences from President Samia Suluhu Hassan from Tanzania. The Tanzanian delegation is also joined by the fourth President of Tanzania, the Honorable Jakaya Kikwete. We also have condolences from President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda. We have the condolences of President Paul Kagame, of Rwanda and President Kagame, in addition to the condolences, has sent the Interior Minister of Rwanda, who is present here to represent President Kagame. The President of Somalia, President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, I think has arrived after we had received his condolences, and maybe the President will acknowledge him. The Prime Minister of Ethiopia also sent his condolences. The President of Djibouti, Ismail Omar Gele, has also sent his condolences. The President of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema, has also sent his condolences. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama. The President of the Republic of Burundi, His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye. The President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, His Excellency Julius Maada Bio. The President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Emerson Mnangagwa. The President of the Republic of the Gambia, President Adama Barrow. The President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa.